I want to make a video about relationships and friendships. Now, I've made a few videos about this subject, probably countless times. Links will be in the four corners of the screen at the end of the vid. I want to explain some things that I don't think people realise about relationships and friendships. Now, when you go into a relationship, you don't expect things to be perfect. You don't expect things to be smooth. You got to take the bad with the good and good with the bad and stuff like that. But you've also got to realize that if you're getting into a relationship, it's got to be for the right reasons. Now, there's a lot of people that only go into relationships because they're homeless. They got nowhere else to go, or they feel like they can't get anyone decent, so they just settle for anything. And that's not why you should be getting into relationships. Because the wrong sort of people come into your life and you think, oh yeah, I'll just put up with it. I've seen relationships where it's just been like, it's not love. You're just with the person because if you're not with them, you'll be sitting in the car, being homeless, or out in the streets. And it's more the women that are homeless than the guys. And I think that you've got to understand is you're never going to have a happy or successful relationship when it starts off bad. Now, as I've said in a previous video, for a strong relationship, you got to have a strong foundation. If you don't have that strong foundation, it's never going to work. You can't be with someone that, say you want kids and the other person never wants kids. It's not going to work. If you want marriage and the other person doesn't want marriage, it's not going to work. You need to be in a relationship where you both want the same things. If you're a person like myself that doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs, doesn't smoke, I prefer to be with someone like that. Now, the joke that obviously everyone says, most of the women you date are single mothers. Now, that's not by choice. I think people got to understand that that's not by choice. So, from what the patterns are in the previous relationships I've had with single mothers is, they look at a guy like me and go, he's a good bloke. He's a nice guy. He'll look after me and put up with my shit. Pretty much. But no, as they've learned their lesson the last two, that I will not put up with their shit. As you've seen in the previous vids, I don't put up with violence. I don't put up with abuse. I don't put up with illegal stuff and shit like that. And it is hard to stay with someone that, that has kids and the kids take a shining to you. But the problem is, as much as you love those kids, they're not yours. And if their mother is doing the wrong by you, like the last three have, then yeah, you can't be with them. Now, I've tried, as you saw in the previous two videos, that, I stuck around in relationships where I know that I could do so much better. I think that when, you go and see your partner one night and she's all ready to, getting the shagging going, and she pretty much ditches you to be with the neighbours and get drunk with the neighbours that are druggies and shit over your company. And then you realise the next day that she got so drunk that she was walking around the house pantyless in front of, two male adults and a female. What a whore. That's cheating. You're all willing to, hook up with me that night, and do everything, and then you throw it away for your neighbours so you can walk around pantyless so everyone can see your cunt. And by the way, that's just one example. Like I said in the previous vids, if you knew about the whole story, you'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's the shit I get. And then people that I've dated that just lose their temper and just consistently every day and smash things and break things, yeah. And I'm the bad guy. And I'm the bad guy in all this. Or we're talking about my ex that, I rescued from an abusive relationship only for her to cheat on me with a family member. And you may say, well, hang on, they're in the wrong, but have you done anything by the wrong by any of those? I will say, honestly, sadly, no. I wish I did for them to do the things they do, but unfortunately, I do pick the wrong ones. And I do hate the fact that, you know, I say to these people, if you're in a relationship, all right, or in a friendship, you never ask for money. Their bills are their bills, your bills are yours, right? They have no right to ask you for money. They have no right to, you know, and I think people have got to understand that you can't, for example, I've dumped people for asking me for money in a relationship. You know, I'm not going to pay for your fucking marijuana. I'm not going to pay for your drugs. I'm not going to pay for your alcohol. I'm not going to pay for you to get fucked up. And I'm not going to, you know, put in for food or whatever when the father of your kids isn't putting anything in. You know, that's the thing that I've noticed the pattern, like, with people on Facebook these days. It's always, oh, I need money for food. I need to make food. But it's like, no, you fucking don't. You want to blow your money on online pokies. You want to blow your money on pokie machines and fucking drugs and alcohol and shit. Like, there's one person on my Facebook, and I've said this countless times, every day on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and other social medias, asking for money. Be a legend, give me $20. Be a legend, $50. Oh, I fucking need money. Every fucking day. Because she's too lazy to get off her ass and do something with her life. And then she promotes the pokey sites on their phones and stuff, and it's like, yeah, well, this is where your money is going. You think someone's going to be stupid enough to give you fucking money? And the thing is, when she complains that her boyfriend cheated on her with another girl, it's like, well, you're both as bad as each other. You know, you're both stoners that don't have a job, don't get money, don't have a license. What are you going to do with your life? You live an hour apart. Of course, you know, it's not going to work. A real relationship and real friendships, they don't ask for money. I've blocked over the years at least 100 people that have asked me for money. It starts off with, hi, how you going? Out of the blue. Hope you're having a lovely day. And it's like, the moment they send that message, I know straight away, fuck off. And I'm right 100% of the time. And I've said to my relationships I have been with, don't ask me for money. Because I'm financially fucked too. And struggling. The amount of bills I've got right now, it's so much stress on my head to a point where I can't even go on social media for a week. Yeah, I can't go on Facebook, I can't go on Instagram, I can't watch the news. My brain is completely fucked. I am worried because of everything going on in my head. So yeah, I've taken a week off Facebook, Instagram, no news, no radio. That's why at the moment I'm putting some music onto my phone. So when I go, you know, driving, with the petrol prices these days, can't really drive many places. Some extra songs. So I've got like some K-pop, Stray Kids. I've got, at the moment, the best of the 90s, top 100 singles of UK right now. I've got a couple of things downloading. But yeah, friendships. I don't believe a friendship is a friend when, you know, you ask them for money and stuff. You know, you've got your own bills at the end of the day, and you can't expect people to, you know, and a real friend doesn't ask for fucking money. That's for sure. And neither does a real relationship. Friendships, you know, and I, like I said, more info will be in the four corners screen from previous other vids. I'll just copy and paste. But there's 24 hours in a day, and if you know that your friend has depression or BPD and really down in the dumps, you message them. You ask how they are. If one of these people say they like you and care about you and want to be with you, just be with them. Now recently, you know, Chuck Norris died, obviously. For people that grew up, like myself and others, 80s kids watching him, it's like a father figure lost. Just like when Steve Irwin died, Chuck Norris, you know, was a beautiful man, beautiful human being. You know, he had like 180 plus fights, and he won like 180 something, lost only 10, draw 2. Like, he was an amazing fighter, but behind the scenes he's a good humanitarian as well. And we also lost the guy that played Xander on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And what people that don't know, true fans know, Nicholas Brandon, by the way, was suffering from depression for a very long time, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, substance abuse, suicidal stuff. He was going down a dark place. And in 2022, he had heart problems. And he's not much different than me. I used to have substance abuse. Not drug related, but alcohol. And I've been good. I haven't drank for a very long time. But he and other celebrities have had something common. They've died at young. Now, he's only 54, I think he was, 52, 54. So he's 12, 14 years older than me, yeah? And he's not here. Just because you got money, it's because you got friends, fame, partner. It doesn't keep you alive. And with my brain being the way it is, like, there isn't left much. I know that I'm in severe troubles with my brain. I know that the way the world is right now, it's completely fucked. And I said to my American girlfriend, I said, look, the one thing that I want her to do is just focus on herself, focus on her kids, focus on her mum. You know, like, the people we love and care about, we should be paying more attention to. Because we don't know, one day they could be here and gone the next. Now, my best friend of 15 years, the one I've made a video about on here, the one that was there for me when no one else was, I got to hear from her a couple of days ago. And she was a big part of my life, where I literally was, like I said, sitting corner of a room crying, most nights. No friends, no contact with the world, nothing. And she was the only one that was there for me. When I didn't feel love, I was empty. When she, all those years ago, gave me a kiss. Now, I think she's a beautiful girl. Always have all my life, right? Just don't like the environment that she's in. The wrong sort of people. But that night, when we were just on the end of the bed, just, holding hands, just cuddling, because I felt very lonely and I felt very scared about life and shit. And when she and me just looked at each other and we kissed, it was just like, oh, like, her kiss brought, like, life and love into me. And I said to her the other day, I said, look, if it wasn't for her doing that, I won't be here right now. I felt so empty. I felt nothing. No friends. No one to talk to. No Facebook. No internet. Just nothing. You know what it's like to sit in the corner of your room and just cry and be empty and alone? It was awful. And feel betrayed by the person you thought was your world and betrayed you for a family member. But let me tell you something on that subject. I've touched on it before. I wish them nothing but the best, yeah? Honestly, I do. No hate on my side, right? It's kind of funny when I open my computer and the images on my computer, because I've got, like, friends of people I love and care about and the friends all on my computer, right? On my wallpaper. And she's still there. So I was my best friend. So I was my ex of 6 years. Like, they're all on there, right? And the reason why I keep that, and I've said this before in a video, the reason why I keep all these people on my wallpaper, right, is to remind me of my mistakes. To remind me of once I made all these people happy. I look so bad in some of these photos, not gonna lie. There's one photo where I had, like, legit the worst mohawk. I'm telling you, like, it was like a landing strip. And this one photo of me and my friend where my hair's like, so can't do it here because I'm not old as, but it was like, this was like really long. It was like down to like there, right? That was covered there, and the boldness of that part of the mohawk, because I try to get all my hair like all down to here, but yeah, the photo, I'm like looking at it now going, fuck. You know that song Leave Your Hat On? Yeah, that's one example, because we had some nice photos together, me and her, but fucking the one time where I take off my beanie And I'm just... Oh, actually, it's funny. I'm wearing the same, actually, hoodie in the photo. But I do notice that, you know, I am very popular lately. Like, so on a Friday night, I play poker. It's my venue. There's no one that can argue that that's my venue. I've been top 2. Like, I finished number 1 last season, then number 2 before that, number 2 before that. Currently number 2. Don't get me wrong, when this vid comes out, I'll probably finished first. Or second or third or fourth. Who knows? But I try to enjoy life. Like, I've got my PlayStation here. I'm going to play a couple of games. I've got my phone over here playing a game automatically. Because there's like an event going where you got to finish top 10,000 in the world. It's got 7 hours left, and I'm 6,600. 7,600. Which after this level, I'll probably be like 7. So yeah, I'll get that reward. And then there's another mode on here that I'm also focusing on, which also ends in 7 hours. So, and I've got to get some collectibles. I've got to get 100 collectibles. Now, 5 matches gives you 25 collectibles. So 5 times 5, you get me 100 collectibles. So I've got to play that. The problem is, when you get aligned with some random person in the world, sadly, they stop after 1 game or 2 games, and you're like, well, what the fuck? But yeah, so and I know there's like a new season of Fortnite that I've got to play too. So a lot of gaming to play. But as for tomorrow, it'll definitely get to all end this mode, so I'll get to relax for a while. I'm all up to date with most of my games. But no, I do got to tell you something, guys. Like, you've got to understand that I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the radio. If I listen to the radio, I listen to the Italian channel. I like the music. I like trying to understand what they're saying. And it's good because I don't hear the depressive shit in the world. Because the world is a bad place. And for people with me that suffer from mental health and depression and stuff, we don't want to hear about deaths and Trump and politics and fucking all this other bullshit. Because, yeah, it does rev us up. Like, I'd rather, you know, hear about my soccer team losing. And you know what's funny? For a mad supporter of Juventus and fucking Fiorentina, I just get updates. Because I can't legit, like, sit there and watch my team get thrashed. Like, say, for example, Fiorentina, we might not make, you know, next season. So I don't subject myself to that trauma. Juventus, I hear, are doing well. The reason why I don't watch them as much as I used to, because the streaming service that I used to watch it on, yeah, like, doesn't exist anymore. So, unfortunately. But I do, you know, keep up to date with that. Like, on the weekend, seeing my AFL teams, Aussie Rules Football, get absolutely destroyed. Like, it pissed me off because it wasn't their fault. It was the umpiring. And blatantly umpiring. Like, the fact that, you know, there was still 30 seconds left in the second quarter, and after the other team kicked the goal, suddenly, oh, it's the end of the quarter. We end up losing by less than a goal. So that 30 seconds could have made a difference. Then we go back to the Australian Japan Women's Asian Cup final. Australia got screwed by the umpiring then. Especially at the end where we should have got a penalty and didn't. So it cost Australia an actual grand final. Our local basketball team lost. They got thrashed, but that was to be expected. But I don't have much left, as obviously, in the tank at the moment. I'd love to be with... But it's never going to happen. I said to my girlfriend, I said, you know, I'm never going to have a relationship again. I'm never going to have kids or get married. And it's sad because I actually thought that, you know, even though I had a fiance of 6 years, we never really talked about marriage or kids. We were engaged, but we never... And I blame myself for this, not her. Never really thought about the marriage part. I should have. I'm a dickhead. She would have been a great mother. I'll be honest. I should have had kids with her because at least there would have been a good part of me that would have kept living. and I know that she would have taken care of them. That's the problem with, finding someone that, if I pass away, I want someone that I know is going to look after my kids. Not be on drugs, not be on substance. I saw one of my exes that I dated a year ago. Like, she does social media. She's like this Bigo app. Oh, she's fucking disgusting. She legit is too overweight to a point where she's going to have a heart attack and die. And she's drinking and wasting hundreds of dollars on alcohol. And you wonder why you're fat. You wonder why you're sick and you're unhealthy. And the fact that she compulsively lies to people, she cheats on her boyfriend, and it's like, how do you live your life like that? And like a while back, she messaged me after posting a message on her Instagram saying she needed money. After that, she messaged me going, "Hi, how are you?" I'm like, I know where this is going. Fuck off. And she lies and goes, "Oh, I don't have a boyfriend or a partner." I just tell people that. It's like, the dude's fucking living with you and you're fucking kissing him and saying, "I love you" on camera. He's your boyfriend and it's fucking obvious, and you're telling people. Oh, and the fights that they have. Oh my God. I was watching one night and she's been cocky, arrogant, fucking obnoxious drunk. And the way she talks to him, it is so fucking disgusting, to a point where it's just like, this is what I say about relationships. I think he's only with her because he's got nowhere else to go. I think he's got nowhere else to go. I think he is from another state too. And he settles for that fucking disgusting piece of shit. Like, I don't understand that. It's not a love relationship. I don't know why or how that actually even works. But my friend was saying to me, "Aren't you glad you're not with that person?" I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm glad I'm not with like the other two, that my recent ones. Oh my God. Like, I don't think relationships are defined by age. As long as you're both legal, I think it's fine. I think people seem to forget that, you can't help who you fall in love with, and you can't help who you get feelings for. Now, this is not like a 60-year-old man with an 18-year-old. But, there are some circumstances where, that's nothing wrong with that. It would be like, at my age, the youngest I could date is 18. Now, you may think, well, that's still young, isn't it? Hey, look, it's legal age if they like me for me, and they obviously find me attractive because it's common, then yeah, I'll be with them. I don't think age is really a number these days. If you think that person is going to make you happy, and you both know that you'll make each other happy, then just fucking go for it. Don't worry about age. Don't worry about fucking all this other bullshit. The world is very short right now, and the good people that are in it, you've got to understand that if you find some dude that fucking wants to be with you, and you know he's a nice guy and he'll treat you right, then fucking be with him. Don't put on hard to get act. Don't put on the fucking walls and shit. You be with him. End of story. Don't fucking give you that crap. Like, I'm sorry, but there's too many people out there. There's like one blonde bimbo on my fucking Facebook. They're fucking... She needs a good ass kicking. She thinks she's top shit. She thinks that, she's too good for me. And it's like, okay. The one thing that every woman has said, exes included, the one thing they all can't do is, when they've been in a relationship with me, they've seen how good I can be. They see how good I am in some other areas too. Let's just keep it PG. I remember my American girlfriend, she finally got to see the hello, and she ain't disappointed. Even I think she was shocked, but for me, like, I'm not like that. I don't really like sending photos of myself, but yeah, she's like to me, "Oh, okay, well, hello, ladies." So what am I gonna do while I'm taking this week off Facebook, Instagram, and shit? Actually, what is the date? Just so we can get the times right. So it's March the 24th, Tuesday. I probably won't post anything till Saturday, Sunday. So when this video comes, you'll know it'd be like the 30th, 31st. Sometime before Easter. Anyway. But this won't be like the only video I'm doing. I'm going to be doing some other ones. As I noticed, the hit 100 hits of the 90s, Real McCoy, Another Night. I remember that song. Yeah, I'm putting like 90s hits on my phone. I know most of them. Don't know that one. Felix, Don't You Want Me? I'm assuming it's Don't You Want Me? I don't know. Guru Josh, Infinity. Guru Josh. Infinity, I think I might have heard that. I'm just like literally like looking at the songs that are getting put on my phone right now. Enjoy is the artist. Anthem's the song. Never heard that. MN8. I got a little something for you. Yeah, I know that one. My phone vibrated. Please tell me it's not who I think's messaging me. No, it's Snapchat. Oh, it's just... I'm sick of some people to a point where my blood gets boiled to a point where I'm going to hit someone. Violence doesn't solve anything, to state that. But yeah, like, I'm getting sick and tired of people asking for money, people pretending to be friends when they're not. I'm sick of on FIFA or FC 26, you go to search for a match. So it says finding teammates. Oh, this one actually found it straight away. Sometimes it doesn't find it. But even when you find these people, you don't know who you're obviously challenging. So they select, because you've got three people from around the world that you line up with. So I'll pick for this match. I think one of the tasks was I had to have an American woman. And I use this one, Heps. She's really good. Alright, so we've all picked our team. Someone got lucky and got a $4 million card there. Now this is the part where sometimes you don't find a match. And it like pisses me off. Because it's like, there's millions of people that play this fucking game around the world. And you can't tell me you can't find a match straight away. Depending on what time too. Like sometimes it doesn't find an opponent. Now it has. Straight away. The other night before I went to bed, I was trying to find just one opponent. One last game. And I never found it. Well, anyway, guys. Thank you for watching. This will be a week till I post this vid. So you'll see it just before April or something. Because I'm taking a week off social media for my mental health. But yeah, I just strongly suggest everyone does it. Mental health is one of those things where, you know, we only got one brain and we'll look after it. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll talk to you all soon.